Domestic violence. It's a term we hear, a phrase we see in headlines, but how deeply do we truly understand its impact? The invisible scars it leaves on individuals, families, and our community as a whole. 2023 has seen a chilling increase in reported domestic violence cases right here in Sydney, a stark reminder that behind closed doors, a silent crisis is unfolding. This isn't just about statistics, it's about real people. Our neighbors, friends, perhaps even family living through a nightmare. We need to shine a light on this darkness to offer support, resources, and a way out for those trapped in its grip.
Jane Doe was a vibrant young woman, full of life and dreams for the future. She worked at the local bakery, always greeting customers with a warm smile. Neighbors often saw her walking her dog, a golden retriever named Buddy, in the park across the street. But behind Jane's cheerful facade, a darkness was brewing at home. Her partner, Mark, was controlling and manipulative, slowly isolating her from loved ones. The abuse escalated, from verbal insults to physical violence, until that fateful night in March. Jane's body was found in their apartment, a life tragically cut short. The community was left reeling, questioning how such a horrific event could happen to someone they knew.
John Smith, a retired schoolteacher, was a beloved figure in his community. He volunteered at the local library reading stories to children, his eyes twinkling with kindness. He was a regular at the corner cafe, always up for a chat and a cup of coffee. But John carried a painful secret, one he hid from the world. His wife, Susan, suffered from alcoholism and mental health issues. The abuse John endured was often dismissed as a domestic dispute, a way to minimize the very real danger he faced. One evening in July, during a heated argument, Susan struck John with a lamp, causing a fatal head injury. His death sent shockwaves through the community, a stark reminder that domestic violence knows no gender.
Chapter 3.
Mary Johnson was a single mother, working tirelessly to provide for her 2 young children. She juggled 2 jobs, one at a supermarket and another as a cleaner. Her neighbors often saw her rushing between work and school pickups, a weary but determined look on her face.
Mary's ex-partner David had been abusive throughout their relationship. He continued to harass and threaten her even after their separation, demanding money and custody of the children. And one afternoon in August, as Mary was picking up her children from school, David confronted her, stabbing her multiple times before fleeing the scene. The children witnessed the horrific attack, their young lives forever scarred by the trauma. Chapter 4.
Peter Brown was a talented musician, his music filling the pubs and clubs of Sydney with its soulful melodies. He was a dreamer, a free spirit who lived for his art. But behind the music, Peter battled a hidden addiction to drugs, a demon that took hold of his life.
His girlfriend Lisa tried desperately to help him to pull him back from the brink, but Peter's addiction fueled his anger and paranoia, turning him violent and abusive towards Lisa. One night in September, during a drug-induced rage, Peter attacked Lisa, inflicting severe injuries that required extensive hospitalization. The music scene mourned the loss of Peter's talent, but also grappled with the dark side of his addiction and its devastating consequences.
Chapter 5.
Emily White, a bright and ambitious law student, had her whole life ahead of her. She excelled in her studies, volunteered at a legal aid clinic, and dreamed of fighting for justice. She was a ray of sunshine, her infectious laughter brightening up even the dullest library study sessions.
But Emily's life took a dark turn when she met Chris at a party. He was charming and charismatic, sweeping her off her feet. However, Chris's true nature soon emerged. He was possessive and controlling, isolating Emily from her friends and family. The abuse escalated from verbal put-downs to physical violence, leaving Emily trapped in a nightmare. One evening in November, after enduring months of abuse, Emily found the courage to leave Chris. She sought help from a domestic violence shelter, taking the first step towards reclaiming her life. These stories, as difficult as they are to hear, represent just a fraction of the domestic violence cases plaguing Sydney. Each story is a stark reminder of the human cost of this crisis, the shattered lives, the families torn apart, and the potential lost. We cannot remain silent. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please know that you're not alone. There is help, there is hope, and there is a way out.